about. So in our appreciation, our understanding, do we have a little bit better grasp of the situation as far as infrastructure underground maps as opposed to Sabine?
I think it's a lot better. I mean, and when I say a lot better, just there goes the communication again from these guys. Mr. Walter and them, I've shot them KFCs up the Natchitoches of actually where we gonna be running at. We are in front of the ball right now as far as, you know, if we ride on a job and Mr. Walter wants to change sides of the road, makes it tough. We gotta go through engineering and do a big process, but, you know, as our early time frame, I was here, sent them KMZs, his guys got ahead of the ball and got out there on a job that we ain't even got yet and say, hey, it'd be for sure work better if we jumped on the other side of the road where the water ain't even at. And I definitely, you know, it makes it difficult on things on our end as far as maybe well, I guess the best way to tell y'all is wired of this fiber. It's an MST tail, but I wouldn't get into all that. But it makes it more difficult when I move something than the way they have it engineered with the type material.
So, okay, does your project manager have the actual, a project map of which road is gonna go next? In what order are you gonna do this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because I'm just wondering if we can make it available.
Sure, and I will. I hadn't even, I'll get y'all a copy of it as I've shot Mr. Walter. I've actually communicated as far as with USIC as well. You know, it helps to be out front a good bit. I'm not standing here and saying that, hey, I want to move everything, you know, all the time. You know, we may not be to where we can due to circumstances, but
the general idea, you know.
But as a whole, and what I've seen in all the parishes, you know, a lot of times you worry about your fiber and different things because that's the costly item. You don't want to hit nothing. But if we had to hit anything, we definitely don't want to hit them. I see the trouble in the water. Because mainly that's what we're there for. They ain't got no fiber, so we ain't got to worry about hitting it. We have to worry about that water who's, you know, what is old, what, you know, they do it the best they can as far as to locate it. So, you know, we're going to run into obstacles like today, I guess, as a whole, and my crews will continue to talk with his. Don't we think that the majority of this runs 4 foot deep? I'll continue to stand by, hey, let's get deep.
Yeah. Now, Glenn, you and I talked at Bill's office the other day, and this is for the crowd. Okay,
yes,
so my understanding was that if it's listed as underground infrastructure on a map and you hit it, it's on you. You absorb the cost, but if otherwise it's not listed on the map, then the water system absorbs the cost and fixes it. That's
right, yes, sir. Within our parameters, as far as from water, any type of utility, as far as what USIC marks and all, what is, Scott?
In Natchitoches, it's mainly gonna be AT&T, Clico, and I don't even know what they call themselves now, Optimum, Suddenlink, Altis. Yeah.
But just as a whole, and I want to bring this up for sure, as I even called my contractor after I'd heard that we done got a hit, and dadgum, I'm coming to meet with y'all, got Mr. Walter here. I said, what a day to hit. But anyhow, after I find, you know, I don't know if there's any mark at all at that. But, so it wasn't no mark at all, definitely ain't our fault. My guy stayed there, and I asked to make sure, and he already told me before I had to ask. My guys are staying there, helping them dig and to where they get to repair. We gonna do that.
Do you have a representative from the water company standing by in the areas in case you do hit?
Oh yes. Mr. Walter has a guy, Jonah. He's their main guy now as far as that does it. So they're communicating.
Because there's several water systems throughout this area.
That's right. He is, you know, communicating with our crews and all as well throughout the day, you know, for supposed water and all this, and they are pretty close.
So you're heading towards Robaline, towards the city. Are you heading south or north after that?
We actually are going up 121 towards Shamrock. I also have a job that's coming out of Robaline up what's that, toward Provençal.
You're close.
Central Loop.
Provençal.
I said,
You're
but we'll turn there and go to Provençal.
Yeah.
And from that, I've just got some jobs in this week, and I'll go over them with y'all as well. But we're gonna have Harmony Road. Not sure, I pulled these up vaguely yesterday.
I have a list of the roads they're gonna be on in that area. I don't have it with me, but I do have a list.
And kind of what I'll do in how I select these three that I have, I'll communicate with these guys, with other water associations as well, and see kind of what would be the best thing, get my contractors to kind of communicate with them, hey, we want to start on this end instead of that one. Definitely don't want just USIC to hit in the dark, and they go to work locating down there and we ready to start here. So that's the biggest and most crucial thing that has helped in kicking off. I think that USIC likes a lot as far as, you know, the communication that we have in coordination of our rigs, in other words. Because like I said, we will have more rigs than what we have on the ground now. So it will have to continue to be that process as well.
Now Swift's a Louisiana company, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's out of New Orleans.
New Orleans, yes, sir.
And,
Did you say Swift or Swiss?
Swift.
with a Y. Now, a lot of the other contractors are not
No,
state.
sir.
They're, most of it, so we got a local.
They're contractors that we have, like,
Where are your subs from? Are they from the state or?
well, that's like one of mine is North Georgia born.
Yeah.
They are from North Mississippi. I worked in Mississippi. I was with a company for around 15 years that they worked for me there at that place. So I rolled them into this part. A lot of the ones that we do have here has worked with us in the state of Mississippi at our business as well when we had that.
If I may, sir,
Yes, sir.
Swift, you guys just bury the cable.
Yes, sir.
Who attaches that to the customers, the housing?
Okay, good point. Kind of my job. I'm over construction. What I'm responsible for really is getting the fiber in the ground. That meaning shooting, pulling back this orange duct, placing the fiber in it, and we will actually splice it up at these handholds or different things, and then it's turned over to another department. Actually, even a part of that splicing bunch is in another department, and then we will have people to come in here and plow from these handholds to the homes then at that point.
But it's still Swift.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, sir, yes, sir. That's actually what my older brother does. He actually does a lot of this install with the plow work and stuff.
And that's the whole concept, is that you're running the trunks and all the lines to all the areas that were less served.
That's right.
And that was what the Infrastructure Act was supposed
Yes.
to do. And then if you're on that zip code, whatever you call it, that address.
That's
then-
right.
Then y'all connect it, and then there's a maximum fee that can be charged for a person to have the internet.
That's correct, yes, sir. And I'm really, I don't know, I'm not allowed, but our salesperson a lot can talk more on far as pricing. Have overheard, and may not supposed to say, but it will be good and affordable.
It's better than
Yeah.
the alternative, I will say that.
It will be good.
But the homes do have to pay something.
Yes,
Have the
sir,
internet.
yes, sir. Now, far as.
Okay, that's not for you guys, that was for the camera.
You know, and this whole concept of the government's not, they're paying for the infrastructure in here and backdate, far as what the parish, may have to put up, so I
Yeah.
won't get into a lot of that with y'all, but, cause y'all will handle that, but what this is, it'll be an affordable internet.
The gumbo.
Gumbo
Yeah.
2 is this one.
Sure.
Yeah, this is the second
That's right.
iteration of that, exactly.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
But I finish it up, I said Harmony Road, Highway 117 South. I think that's going on out past the program call. Probably so.
You're getting worse.
I've got the, Val's Mill.
Yeah, Val's Mill, yeah.
Right. We talking about a lot of drilling out that way. It's 225,000 feet around Val's Mill, 83,000 there at Highway 117 south.
You're gonna go all the way to the Vernon Parish line? Is that what you, on 117 there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I feel like, I hadn't even, to be honest, I've sent out K and Z, but I ain't even combed it as much as you have, Mr. Walter. I hadn't really looked through it. I just been waiting on jobs that come down. Right now, at the moment, we got 674,000 feet to drill in Natchitoches. There'll be a good bit more than that, good bit more.
And you're doing about a mile a day, I understand?
Well, just kind of keep in mind, kind of what I like to see and put an average on, is around 1,500 foot a rig per day. That's a good average, drill footage. State of Louisiana, it's some of the best drilling, as we have in, anywhere in the South. So, that's what I kind of base it on, is in kind of figuring up, estimates and.
So you got 4 rigs right now?
No, sir, they'll be 8 all total
Yeah,
right now.
on each contractor, you said. Yeah.
Right, 4 on each contractors. I hope to get that at about.
So you're gonna be getting it, so you'll probably be through the parish in a,
I hope we.
a year or so.
Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We'll get to rolling good on it. Our main objective is just to kind of continue to stay focused and all, and, communicate with these guys. I do preach and believe that that's the key on far as keeping a lot of this damages and stuff down.
Okay, when you hit something, it's because it wasn't documented very well.
Right.
You're burying stuff. Is yours documented well, and where?
Yes, sir. Ours will be a lot easier than Mr. Walters to locate. Once we have ours there, we'll have that fiber line, and Mr. Walter or any of Shane's bunch can go and hook on, and the fiber gives a good detection that, with you've seen people with wands out here on the side of the road. That's what tells them, they'll see that this fiber is exactly right there. You punch a button and it's 6 foot deep is what it's saying. So ours will be.
But there's no big map.
Oh, yes, so they'll be as-built that's done on it, that our engineering firm will have, that I'm sure at the end, I had never got into this part, but I'm sure, as far as Natchitoches Parish will actually have that as-built.
but we'll not only does USIC, but the parish will also have the map. It'll probably be digitized, right?
That's right, yes, sir. Yes, sir. At the final of our project, not the whole project, but just say I rack up Natchitoches and all, it will be lit up, as I call it. Everybody's got internet, and the as-built will be completed then at that point. We may be on to another parish, but we complete this part of it.
So at that point, when I call 811, there'll be another little strip of colored paint on
Be
it.
another color there. You'll have you an orange color then. That'll be our communications line.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all for having me and all, and hope we can get through this progress. I will cut on out, but I will leave a bunch of business cards. Y'all do call me if you have any questions or any needs. We'll see what we can get done on it for sure.
Thank you, sir.
Thank y'all.
Appreciate it.
I got them right here. Let me get them out. I'll put you a stack right here, Joe.
I have your.
We go with the reports of the department heads. Mr. Joey Creamer.
Good afternoon, everyone. Got any questions about my report?
Okay. Ms. Sharon Harris.
Good afternoon to everyone. You all received my report. Do you have any questions, concerns, or comments in reference to the report? Yes, sir.
Ms. Harris, I got a lot of rich folks in my district, and I got a bunch of really poor ones too. So I'm asking, of the funding you get, is it all taken up, spoken for, or?
It's not spoken for. Our funding, when we get it, we advertise to everyone. It's on a first come, first served basis.
Uh-huh.
And everything that we do at OCS is income driven. So when I say income driven, we have to look at your income, total household income,
Yes.
and making a determinate, factor at that point, for the folks.
All right,
And
but
we-
does that use up all of the funding you have, or?
When you say use up all the funding, whatever is allocated to us by the state
Yes.
or the federal government, we only can spend that amount of monies.
Yes.
They tell us how much monies we have, what we call is for assistance to clientels, and they give us the money, what they call like program services and administration that we use to pay staff.
Mhm.
Or I'm saying staff is what
Yeah.
salaries, fringe, any other things, other program support we need, audit, any cost that, for the program as well.
But the part that's allocated to the program, I
To
understand you've
the-
got overhead. All of that is taken up.
When you say taken up, you're talking about.
I mean, somebody
We would-
applied and you
Yeah,
got.
once they applied, we do provide the services,
You do
assistance to them.
provide it,
Mhm.
and that,
Yeah,
and once you've used up all your available funding, providing that, you just stop taking new applications?
correct.
Okay. And
You're
you
correct.
use up all of the available funding?
Yes, we do,
Okay.
we do.
That was,
Yes.
thank you.
One thing one thing I want, on my report, I did have the wrong date. I had, under commodities, I had marked, February 20th, 2025. It should have been March 20th of 2025. We're gonna issue out commodities on Thursday.
Good.
Yes.
Julie?
All right, everybody, you have the packet that I sent out, includes the check register for all the checks, all payments that were made in February, general ledger, by fund, by account, sales tax report, couple of things on my report. We have the FEMA hazmat for the benefit of the Natchitoches Regional Medical Center. We're gonna talk about that. We have a budget issue with the LAHEAP, which is Low Income Energy Assistance Program. That is the one that helps people with their electric bills or their gas bills, right? There's been a reduce in funding from the state or from feds somewhere that has reduced the amount of money that the parish gets for support staff, I guess you would say, right? So what we had talked about it earlier in another meeting about she may need an infusion until we can get it of funding until we get it straight. So we had asked for that to be introduced tonight. We're gonna be getting y'all the actual numbers, something on paper or electronically so you can see what we're talking. We're talking an amount, somewhere in the amount of $95,000 to $105,000 for the year. So that would help ensure that Sharon's staffing stays the same and her level of services stays the same for that program. So that is all about my report. Any questions about my report? Okay. On your places, I had left 2 documents. After going to the Louisiana Legislative Auditor Training this week, I realized that I haven't been doing something that I should be doing. So the statewide agreed upon procedures that were issued for, I think the guy said October, November for this year, includes having a general fund actual to budget every month. So that was your 2 or 3 pages, and actually have a balance sheet for the general fund. So I know that I didn't get it to you with the finance report, but I didn't know it was required. So now that will be added to the packet. That being said, anything in the reporting packet that you would like to see more of, less of, y'all just have to let me know, and we can make it up. So, any questions?
Ms. McGaskey, anything from the parish president?
Yeah, the parish president is out sick and he didn't leave me anything to report. I think he said he talked to Mr. Allen. So what he told you.
All right. At this time, I'm asking the council, you have this right here on your, in front of you. I'm asking you to amend the agenda to add, a CA with the Department of Veterans Affairs. And I'm gonna get Ms. Julie to, tell you about that.
So we have, in the past, is there someone here for the Veterans Administration? So in the past, we have, and I've never seen the CEA, and I don't know if it's just been a standard, whatever, but since I've been here, every month we send a check to the Louisiana Department of Veterans Affairs. I think it helps support the veterans. You know, we have at the Council on Aging, we have a little office there. This CEA increases the amount of money they're asking for, but less than $100. I mean, it's not a major increase. So I'm not sure if they got some direction that they had to get it in writing, but it is included in the budget. Now, it's a little less than what they're asking for, but it's not like a major amount. So we're asking if y'all would to amend the agenda to go ahead and allow President Salter to sign this and get it back to them.
Okay, and,
I need an offer.
Offer.
Oh, you need, ask another question?
You have another
yeah, what is the amount? I mean, I see on number
It
18
is
million here.
$322 a month, or
38.
$3,866. It's on page 3.
Currently pay $303.
303. I knew it was 300, but I didn't.
We currently pay $303.
So it's gonna go up to 320.
Yeah,
We don't.
it's
Yeah, that was a big.
very little.
That was, that's actually front page.
All right.
So, you had a motion?
Yeah.
I
need a
second.
Okay. Mr. Allen?
Yes.
Mr. Carey?
Yes.
Mr. Braxton?
Yes.
Mr. Cheekwood?
Yes.
Mr. Holmes?
Yes.
Okay, it has been added to the agenda. Okay. Number 8, adopt the minutes of the regular meeting of the Natchitoches Parish Council held on Tuesday, February 18, 2025. Can I get an offer?
Second.
Mr. Allen?
Yes.
Mr. Braxton?
Yes.
Mr. Holmes?
Yes.
Mr. Cheekwood?
Yes.
Mr. Carey?
Aye.
Pass. Next, we're going to do some boards. The first one is the council approved reappointing Ms. Lauren Sharpling to the Natchitoches Parish Tourist Commission Board. Can I get an offer?
I'll offer.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Mr. Holmes?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes.
Mr. Braxton?
Yes.
Mr. Cheekwood?
Yes.
Mr. Carey?
Aye.
Pass. Next is the council approved reappoint Ms. Dee Dee Dunnigan to the Natchitoches Parish Housing Authority Board.
Offer.
Can I get- Mr. Allen?
Yes.
Mr. Braxton?
Yes.
Mr. Holmes?
Yes.
Mr. Cheekwood?
Yes.
Mr. Carey?
Aye.
Pass. Next, council approved the appointment of Mr. Stephen M. Clayton to the North Louisiana Human Services Department due to the resignation of Mr. Mark Guidry. Can I get an offer?
Offer.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Mr. Allen?
Yes.
Mr. Carey?
Yes.
Mr. Braxton?
Yes.
Mr. Holmes?
Yes.
Mr. Cheekwood?
Yes.
Pass.
Let them know we're not a police jury anymore.
Yes.
The letter states police jury.
Okay. The council will approve and reappoint Mr. Ricky LaCour to the Natchitoches Parish Tourist Commission Board. Can I get an offer? Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Allen?
Yes.
Mr. Hall?
Yes.
Mr. Braxton?
Yes.
Mr. Cheatwood?
Yes.
Mr. Carey?
Aye.
Pass. Council will approve the reappointment of Mr. Michael M. Richardson to the Natchitoches Fire District 4 Board. Can I get an offer? Can I get a second?
Second.
Mr. Allen?
Yes.
Mr. Carey?
Yes.
Mr. Braxton?
Yes.
Mr. Hall?
Yes.
Mr. Cheatwood?
Yes.
Pass. There's no old business, no new business. First introduction, A, council approved introduction of ordinance 001-2025 for a budget amendment for 001 for general fund and 706 for the LaHeap fund. Can I get an offer?
Offer.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Mr. Carey?
Yes.
Mr. Hall?
Yes.
Mr. Braxton?
Yes.
Mr. Cheatwood?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
Yes.
Mr. Carey? Never mind. Pass. B, the council approves the introduction of ordinance 002-2025 to authorize the parish president to waive fees on planning and zoning when situation arises when the parish president considers storm that qualified.
Second.
Mr. Allen?
Yes.
Mr. Carey?
Yes.
Mr. Braxton?
Yes.
Mr. Hall?
Yes.
Mr. Cheatwood?
Yes.
Pass. No public hearing, no action, no resolutions. Let's go to other agenda items. A, the council is to consider awarding the bid for the FEMA project NRMC Emergency Generator Project to Central Electric for $1,509,723. This includes the base bid of $1,174,542 and an alternate of $335,181. Also, the council is to authorize the parish president to sign all contracts, agreements, and documents related to this project. NRMC has committed to paying all costs associated with this project that FEMA does not cover. And that's Natchitoches Regional Medical Center, NRMC.
Yes.
Can I get an offer?
I'll second.
Mr. Allen?
Yes.
Mr. Hall?
Yes.
Mr. Braxton?
Yes.
Mr. Cheatwood?
Yes.
Mr. Carey?
Yes.
Can I ask a question? Did I hear emergency generator and what was the amount? Cause I don't have the paper to y'all.
$1,509,723.
Okay. I don't have the next page. Oh, there it is.
Next, B, the council to confirm Mr. Joy Kramer as the Public Works Director. Can I get an offer?
I'll offer.
Second.
Mr. Hall?
Yes.
Mr. Carey?
Yes.
Mr. Allen?
No.
Mr. Cheatwood?
No.
Mr. Braxton?
No.
Didn't pass.
It did not pass?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Visitors for non-agenda items, you have 3 minutes. Are there any visitors? Mr. John?
Right. Good evening, Cheryl, thank you, Council President. Wanted to give you guys an update on the Rural Public Transit Program. Back in September, October, we're asking you guys for some local funding to help match federal funds to help a transit program for rural Natchitoches Parish. This is predominantly to get people to hospital visits and things like that, but we do also carry them to do grocery shopping and different errands for folks that don't have a vehicle. You guys put up $10,500. We have expended every penny of that as of the end of February. I say that, we went a little bit further into the first couple weeks of March, but as of last Friday, because we've used all the funds, we're gonna have to pause the service for a little while. We were working to get our Medicaid approvals in place to be able to start offering Medicaid trips, which would be 100% paid for by Medicaid, so that it wouldn't have to require any local match from you guys for that. We hit a couple of hiccups in the road, trying to get to that point, a couple bumps in the road, excuse me. We're close. I think we have some training for our bus drivers at the end of this month, and at that point, we should be 100% qualified and able to start offering those trips. Now, we'll be authorized to offer them for all of, I think it's reaching 4, I may have the number wrong, but it includes Natchitoches and most of northwest Louisiana. We will not offer that service anywhere except in Natchitoches, so we're gonna pick up as many of those trips as possible. But I wanted to give you guys a heads up in case you get the call from any of your constituents, like, hey, we were getting this ride for the last several months and now, it's not there. We are trying to get it stood back up as soon as possible. For the last several months, we've been in service for 99 days. So taking out the holidays and weekends, we were actually active for 99 days. We've offered 270 trips. We've driven just under 3,000 miles. We assisted 20 passengers. So you have a lot of repeat trips. They average about 13 and a half trips over that 5-month period. Almost 60% of them were medical and the other 40% were grocery and errands. We do have one at 1.4% for other, and I couldn't tell you what that is, so I don't know. Like I mentioned, the Medicaid stuff we're trying to pursue, we think we'll be up and running with that maybe next month, May at the latest. Again, we don't have an idea of how many of those we can offer, but we're gonna try to get every one of them that we can for Natchitoches Parish. We did move all of the vehicles parking up here. Thank you guys for allowing us to park up here. It helps us be a little bit more efficient. I can tell you that what it cost us to run the program 5 months ago, it's significantly cheaper now because of not having the deadhead miles from Rapides up here. Additionally, we've gotten some newer, more efficient, smaller vehicles. So you see the little minivan parked out there. That's for us not to have to spend as much. So if you go back and run these numbers, it works out to about $36 or $38 a mile, something like that, for these rural trips. And it may eat up an entire day for one person to go, way to the north side of the parish, get them back into town for a medical trip, let them do dialysis or whatever it may be, and then another haul back out and then back in. So you're eating up, if not half, most of all of one day for one person to service them. So we do what we can to stack those based on the calls that we get in, either weeks or up to the day before, and do the scheduling for the next day. So we've tried to do some things to be a little bit more efficient to make those dollars in the future stretch as far as we can. But wanted to give you an update on what we've offered and just let you know what's happening right now.
Yes, Wayne, go ahead. I'll be next.
Okay. These trips,
Yes, sir.
trip out, trip back, is that, am I remembering $12.50 each way?
It's $12 per trip, yes, sir. But for seniors, it's about half, and most of the people that we're serving are seniors.
Okay.
And you remember, there and back counts as 2 trips.
It counts as 2 trips.
I don't want to be misleading with that.
Yeah, I was just thinking.
So you've actually stopped
As of last Friday.
last Friday. So when do you anticipate to start back?
The training's supposed to happen at the end of this month, and as soon as we can pick up the first Medicaid trip,
Okay.
hopefully in April. Yes, sir.
So it's it's a qualification of drivers, that's the bump in the road?
Yes, sir, the training, there's a specific training that they wanted to go through. We already had CDLs and a number of other things, so we were able to fast track the vast majority of that. But the bump in the road was a staffing issue. I was told by a former staff member that some things were further along than they were, and we've remedied that situation.
But as far as funds, you're okay, as far as your trajectory, you think you're gonna be okay?
We really don't know. So we had asked, I don't want this to sound wrong at all. We supremely appreciate the amount of money that you guys invested. We stretched that as far as we could because of the demand on the program. We knew that we needed more to keep it alive. We were looking for half of it from the city and half from you guys, and we got 40,000 from the city and about 10.5 from y'all. And again, I'm not saying that to badmouth y'all by any means. Please do not take it that way. We stretched that as far as we could. The hope was that the Medicaid stuff would be in place well before we used up all of your funds, so that we could be banking some of that Medicaid money to stretch the program even farther. So when it does stand back up, we will have to prioritize 100% Medicaid trips until we build up some local match of our own to be able to offer to the others that don't necessarily qualify for, or that don't qualify for Medicaid. Until we come back and ask you guys at your next fiscal year how much you'd like to invest to keep the program running. But I know you're already getting hit up from every which way for money, so I just want to give you the update right now.
So you're not running it all? is that what
No,
you're saying?
Not for rural Natchitoches Parish. We do still have some funding for the city.
So it'll only be the people that's on Medicaid that'll be getting these trips if y'all get this all worked through.
For the front end of it. So the way it's gonna work, 100% transparency. Right now, the way the program works is we have to have local match to match 50% of federal and state funding. That money comes to us, we get the other 50% from you guys and offer that. Whenever we start offering Medicaid trips, we're still gonna bill the state for their 50%, We won't need your 50% because we're gonna get 100% from Medicaid. So that obviously adds up to 150%, right? That's where we're gonna bank the additional money and try to have that in the kitty so that whenever we do get the request from the trips that aren't Medicaid, we can use those funds to offer that. So eventually, my hope was to be able to come in here and tell you guys, we're never gonna ask you for funding again. You know, we've got the program 100% sustainable with Medicaid. I don't know what that's gonna be yet because we've not offered it yet. I hope that we get every Medicaid trip in Natchitoches Parish, and if that's the case, we might be okay. But if we're only picking up 2 or 3 a month, then obviously that's not gonna go a long way. So we won't know until we get into it, but we're trying.
Question. You're gonna be billing Medicaid and you're gonna be billing this other grant for the same trip?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yep. My eyes lit up too. This is a program that I've preached to our board and to you guys when we first got into it, that you have to be perfect, because if you're perfect, you break even. And if you're not perfect, then you're going in the hole, and we can't afford to do that. I'm not supposed to spend any of our REPC general fund money to keep this program floating, so that's why we did so much negotiating with you guys in the city to try to keep it alive. I did learn that with Medicaid, the other providers in the state, this is a trick that they do that I didn't know about. And so I just learned it within the last couple of months and said, well, let's pursue it. Well, I'm sorry, since September, October. And we went full throttle trying to get it in place. Because as soon as it does, then we'll make enough to keep the program perpetuated for as long as we have people who need the service.
Thank you.
Got another question over here.
She has a question. Did you have a question?
No, I was
I thought you had
probably
something.
gonna stick my foot in my mouth, but, we are doing a general fund budget amendment next month, predominantly for Sharon's program. If it is something y'all would like to consider, if you'd let me know, we could wrap it up in there.
Oh, well, in that case, may I sweeten the pot a little bit there?
Yeah.
If you guys would put in half of what you did, I'll match that. So you'll get the same bang for your buck.
So you say 50-something?
At $5,250 would get you where you were before. I'll match that with $5,250.
And how long would that keep you operated?
It got us 5 months this past time, and that's without Medicaid trips. So if that extends us 5 months and we get Medicaid rolling, we'll have a better idea. We'll have some better data points to make a decision moving forward.
Okay.
Yeah, I
So-
like that.
Chairman, you can let me know whatever y'all wanna do, and we
We'll
can
talk to you.
take it under.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Yes.
May I
Appreciate
ask
the
one
time.
more question? The numbers that you gave, was that for 5 months?
Yes, ma'am.
Thanks. Matt, thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Just want to make a couple statements. I want to thank Mr. Mark for coming out to Shady Grove and seeing what I'm talking about. He sees. I'm gonna ask Joey, did y'all get any coal mix in? Well, gravel is gone. He brought gravel out there. The first big rain we got a week or so ago, it's gone.
He's working on, something, to get something different to put out there. Mr. Rodriguez.
Not coal mix.
No, cold mix won't stay neither. So you're working on maybe some kind of hot mix or something.
Anyway, I just wanted to see where he's at. He's not here. I guess I have to go see him one day.
He's, wait till it gets better.
Yeah, I'd wait a few days.
Yeah.
He's not in a position to take visitors.
That's one of the gravel. It's gone.
Thank you, Ron.
Thank you.
Any more visitors? If not, can I get a motion, or offer to adjourn?
Offer.
Can I get a second?
Second?
Mr. Allen?
Yes.
Mr. Chief?
Yes.
Mr. Braxton?
Yes.
Mr. Hall?
Yes.
Mr. Carey?
Yes.
We adjourn.
Done.